Welcome back to part 2. Now we're going to sew the spine and we're going to sew the paper into the spine. A nice little finish to a nice little quick book. Ain't that right, little Holden? Yeah, you like books, don't you? She hates books. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your boards and put them together in a way that you think your book's going to look. So you got your boards and your spine. You want a little gap in between them so that way your needle can fit through, however much you think that is. Take a couple pieces of tape, take most of the tack off of it, put on a table, your cat, your pants, whatever. This is going to help hold all the boards together as we bind. Then once you're done with that, go ahead and thread a straight needle with about 3 lengths of the amount of the book, and that'll make it a lot easier so you don't have to tie in more thread later. Really, you can use however much you want. It's better to not knead it than to knead it, so if you have too much, that's fine. So we're going to start first by going from the inside of the book to the out on that first hole down at the bottom. What I'm doing right here is I'm putting a piece of tape down, which is going to make it hold in place. Then from the other side, I'm going up through the spine and that little gap that we created. That's going to make it a lot easier to get your needle through as long as you have a nice gap there. Then we're going to weave up over the spine and down. Then you're going to want to come through the hole on the other side. What this does is we're sewing the spine together to kind of create its own little thing to sew the paper into, and that is going to make a nice presentation at the end of our book. Then we're going to head backwards. What we're doing here is we're making it so there's 2 pieces of thread on the inside. That's going to make it a lot sturdier for whenever we need to bind the paper of our book back in. You can go ahead and take the tape off and tie yourself in a little knot. If you're using wax linen thread, you don't have to worry about too sturdy of a knot. It's just going to hold itself. All right, so you got your knot. Now we're going to go back again the other way. I've seen this before already. But this time, once we go out that last hole, instead of going back and forth for infinity, you're going to just go up. And then you're probably like, what do I do now? Well, you're going to just do the same thing, okay? You're going to do the same thing over and over again, going up and down the holes until this thing is put together in a way that looks nice. Or not. You can quit right now. Maybe pick up a different hobby. I always wanted to learn crochet, personally. I tried it and I didn't like it. But that doesn't really matter. So once you're done, go ahead and loop underneath that last little signature and tie a knot. Double knot it if you don't trust yourself. And give yourself a nice pat on the back. Oh, also you can kind of push the knots into the holes. When you take the tape off, don't rip it off like a maniac. Yeah, slowly peel it off. You remove most of the tack, but how awful would that be if you just removed all of the artwork that you worked so hard on? Now you can see the pattern. It kind of goes up like one of those chutes and ladder type snakes. Well, I guess there's snakes and chutes and ladders. What game am I thinking of? Doesn't matter. So you can see how the paper is going to be sewn into it. What you're going to do, this is where our binder clips come in handy. We're going to line that signature up that we made in the previous video, the first one, and we're going to binder clip it down. Go in through the paper on the inside. Make sure not to pull it all the way out. Give yourself a little tail. Tape it down. Nice little trick from before. Probably still have the same tape. Then we're going to loop underneath those 2 threads. And then we're going to go back in the hole we came out of. Go ahead and tie those together again twice if you don't trust yourself. It's a good knot. Good knot right there. Now you're going to go back in through the next hole, and we're going to start moving our way down this signature. You're going to loop underneath, but this time, instead of just going back into the hole, we're going to loop underneath the one next to it. See that? That's going to make it so the paper is going to sew a lot quicker than other binding methods I may have shown you. It does make the book a little bit looser, but it's like, it's part of it. You just live with it. Live, laugh, lavender. So go ahead and continue down the book. Go out, and then you go underneath 2. Then you go back in the hole. Then you go in, underneath 2, and then back in the hole. What you're going to do then is go out again. You're going to go underneath, but this time, instead of going back in the hole, you're going to go in the next hole. And you can loop the last one as many times as you want. Live your life. We're going to put the next signature on top of it, and we're going to clip that down again with binder clips, maybe slightly drifting it up a little bit. It'll make sense once you start binding it. And instead of going in the previous hole, we're going to go in the hole on top. Now, you're going to do this going down the book again. So go out from the inside, loop 2 sets of threads, and then go back in the signature. So you can see right there what I'm doing for the next one is I'm moving the spine up just a little bit, making it a little bit more vertical. That's going to make it so the paper is going to fit more snugly to the spine of the book and the book covers. And you're going to keep doing this for how many signatures you have. It's important whenever you do this that you only make the amount of signatures that'll fit in how big you cut the spine. So if you cut something that's 3/4 of an inch, but you want to try to fit 24 signatures in there, it's going to look terrible. So don't do that. Take it easy. Do that in future books. So as you saw there, if you needed to add more thread on, you can just tie it right on. See how I'm kind of tying it close to the edge of the knot. You just don't want the knot to go through the holes because it'll tear through it. So finish the last signature. There's nothing really special about it except for when you get to the very end, you're just going to go on the inside and tie your knots. Now you did it. Look at you, me. You did it. Go ahead and kind of like mess with your book a little bit, get some feel on it, feel how it feels. Open it up, and it opens up nice and flat. Future books, try out different things. I put the spine in upside down, but you know what? I took it out and put it right back in. It's all good. Secret Belgian binding. The secret is it covers a lot of your mistakes. And that's a nice thing to think about, isn't it? See you next time.